we're so glad you all could join us today. I get to hang out with Danny Shiver.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will tell you, my whole business life, my dialogue, my ability to do public presentations have come from learning the Floyd Wickman system. It's kind of like reading the Bible in a way. Like you can learn all the words, but as life goes on and things happen, more and more stuff occurs to you. So I don't know if you ever get to 100%.
The reason we asked Danny to be here is because he's invented this prospecting system. And when Sheldon Spiegel, one of our Floyd Wickman team trainers, saw this, he's like, oh, this is so smart. We got to get people doing this. This is brilliant. What was the original idea? How are you using this prospecting system? What is it?
Everything starts from generating leads. Everything flows from that.
You know, Wickman always says, don't be buying leads. There's a better way. Build relationships. But what if the relationships that you currently have aren't enough? What if you need to expand into some kind of niche? And that's really what you're talking about here, is how to get additional business through niche marketing.
As you know, as the market's gotten tougher, less leads, there's still plenty of business out here that I could never handle all the business. The question was, well, how was I going to get it? So that's when I said, well, who are people who really have a necessity to sell? How could I find these people? How could I track these people? Who's got to make a move? Somebody who's got to get a divorce got to make a move. Somebody's got an estate situation. If they have to relocate, separate it. I have a landing page set up and I have ebooks on if you're getting divorced, don't make these 7 mistakes, an estate sale, something like that. I have like what I call a lead magnet or a hook that people would say, hey, listen, if I'm in a certain situation, then maybe this could be interesting for me. So that's the whole point of that.
You know, they could just be as simple as articles rather than ebooks. We're not suggesting everybody copy this exactly, but hopefully it will spark an idea in you, the listeners and observers of this interview, that you can say, all right, this is what I'm going to do. This is what my new niche is going to be.
The key is I need somebody to respond.
Right.
That's the key. Some people are not going to respond to put in their email stuff, but they'll make a phone call or they'll send a text. Don't feel that you can't start doing anything until you get, the whole thing together.
So tell us how you use the flyer. Where does the flyer go?
So the flyer goes mostly on my online stuff like Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff. And also do it offline, sending to people that I think were candidates. And then two, anybody you're spending money with. So for example, you go into cleaners and that's a high traffic area. Most guys don't go to hairdressers, but that's another high traffic area.
So you mail, you occasionally boost on Facebook, you place ads, you post on Instagram, you email.
And the whole thing is that everything is in addition to.
Yeah.
It's not either or. Because of the amount of people I built up or relationships I had, or because of where the market was, I can close somebody out in 30 days. And the reason being because the activities there, the market, et cetera, et cetera.
The Wickman philosophy is we can sell anything by tomorrow at the right price. Right? So
Absolutely.
This is a hook. They choose the 30 days or they choose that price. This is a hook.
That is key right there, because most of the problems we have are in a lack of affordable leads.
Once you get the inquiry, what happens next? He put together a flow chart. He calls this the quick sale system. And here, step by step by step, is how you would follow it, what the track is. Okay, we have an inquiry. What's the first thing I've got to do? What's the second thing? What's the third?
Right.
How do I follow up? What kind of appointment do I want, etc.? So you talk to me about people qualifying for this quick sale system.
If they don't necessarily qualify for the quick sale system because they don't like certain aspects, doesn't mean I can't sell. But I have the lead. Typically, I have the lead while it's underground before it goes overground.
You're drip, 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 and build relationship.
Yeah. Some people are ready to go right away, but I would say most people are inquiring.
The first step is generating that inquiry, and then it comes down to timing and skill and having a system, right? So you drip, 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 your skill at landing the face-to-face appointment and understanding the timing. Maybe it's too soon, but I'll stay in touch with them over, who knows, months, years. You're going to need listings years from now too. In conclusion, is there anything else that you wanted to say about the quick sales system?
Yes, be clear. It's a lead generation system, a lead magnet system. It is not to replace anything that you're doing. It is in addition to that. The second thing is really, really important is that if I establish myself as a cardiologist, I'm going to have a better chance of doing business if I say to you that, hey, listen, I'm a general MD. Nothing wrong with that. You keep your general MD thing going, but establish that you are the surgeon.
The specialty. Certainty.
Exactly. You established that. The last thing I would say is that Floyd says most techniques don't work most of the time, but they all work some of the time. You just never know when, so you got to have a whole bunch of them. And I'm saying to you, you test and test and test. You find something that works, you run with it. If it's not working, you rework it or you set it aside. Maybe come back another time.
Everyone at home say, thank you, Danny Shiver. What a giver you are.
Thanks for having
God
me.
bless you.